Alrighty, here we are. A little late, but there we go. Alright. So we'll be continuing on with where are we at? That's not right. Let's fix the title here. I think we're on 4.5, I believe. Let me fix this up and then we'll get going here. Alright, almost. Pop this up. Make sure where we're at. Yeah, I think last week we finished up patch 4.5 Prelude and Violet, and we should be starting up a Requiem of Heroes. There we go. Pop me over here. There we are. Hey guys. Alright. Get us in here. A little bit of congestion while we wait for the game to load. Alright. Oh. Been a long day. Ooh, excuse me. Working on some clams earlier. Got a decent one here for I'm using for my Dark Knight right now, and otherwise I'm just piecing stuff together, seeing what I might like or not like. Stuff's gonna be a work in progress till I find some interesting stuff. Let's see. I think we got something else up to 80. Yeah, we got our goldsmith up to 80 now. Still just the dancer here. Black mage will probably be the next one to hit it. So we'll just stay on that one for now. Actually, here, we'll do the quests on the Gunbreaker. And if I need a higher item level, we'll switch over to the Black Mage. Let's go ahead and pop the glam on it. Why not? Alright, check my retainers real quick. Do our just daily rundown before we get going into the quest. Alright, needed those for one of my quests. I also need something else, I think. Let's see. Yeah, the deep-eyed tears. Alright, we'll send this retainer out to grab those. Now our other one will get sent out. I wish it would bring back some some black mage gear that I could use for him. Oh well. Once this one hits level 60, we'll probably... I'm planning to switch it over to Dancer. I'm gonna leave this one as Black Mage for now. If I need to, I'll swap it later. Alright. So the quest wants us... What's this? Oh, I haven't done any of my Gunblade quests. So I'll try to do those later, because I'm missing a lot of abilities, aren't I, on this one? Do I have that? Yeah, I should have that. What am I missing? I don't know. Alright, well, let's just get going. Relevance toll. So we got 1, 2, no wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 quests for 4.5 Requiem of a Hero. And if we get a fast enough queue through the dungeon, and depending on how long all this takes, we might be able to get the other 2 quests knocked out too from the second part of 4.56. Alright. Alright. Soul searching, here we go. Kind of looks like a crystal ball right there. Alice is at her wit's end. Yeah. Anything bad that could happen pretty much has befallen Alice at this point.
I'm glad you've come, though I'm afraid there's little in the way of good news. After you left, we reached out to both the Alchemists Guild and Stillglade Fane and attempted all manner of treatments.
No one seems to be waking.
Whatever the answer is, it's not alchemy or conjuring. Why did it have to be Y'shtola and Urianger and not me? Out of all of us, they are the ones who could feasibly have solved this puzzle. And Elfino's still missing. God, it's all going wrong. Where do we even start?
A grave situation indeed. Might I be of some assistance?
Ah, Krill. Krill?
Kryle! I did not think you well enough to travel.
When word reached me of the plight of our friends, I could not well stay away. As a fellow scion, not to mention your erstwhile mentor, this is one of those times you should feel free to call on me, regardless of my personal circumstances.
Let me fix what's going on here. Alright.
Yes, I should have thought of that. Thank you for coming, Kryle. We would welcome your insight.
I think I got hit by a spoiler on Krill earlier today when just browsing through the internet. Hopefully I will have forgotten it by the time I get to that point, though.
And I should be happy to provide it. Now, what's this I hear about Alphino heading into Imperial territory? That boy always did have some funny ideas. Do you remember the speech he gave when he was accepted to the studium?
My life's goal is naught less than the salvation of this star.
That particular grand pronouncement has been a source of great embarrassment to him, as you know. But the fact of the matter is, he meant every word and has lived his life accordingly.
Yes, he remains altruistic to a fault, but I'm worried he was too fixated on his goals to see the dangers, as has happened before.
You needn't be so concerned. Though his values remain the same, Alphino is not the blinkered boy he once was. Slowly but surely his eyes have been opened, thanks to a certain someone. A certain someone whom he'd be mortified to learn had heard about his little speech. Mum's the word, eh?
Maybe we'll pick on him about it later.
Right, I'd better have a look at our patients. They're in the infirmary, I assume. I'll need absolute quiet, so it would be best if I did this alone. If you'll excuse me.
Well, hopefully Crow will be able to help. Waiting. Never pleasant.
All three are in fine physical health. At a glance, I would say they were merely sound asleep.
But
Except for the fact that I couldn't sense the slightest trace of them in their bodies. It's as if their souls have taken leave of their physical forms.
wonder what this means for us.
Ah, yes. The elder seed seer made a similar observation.
I've read the report. When you heard this mysterious voice, you described feeling as if you were somewhere else, yes? If we assume the ether which comprises your essence is being drawn to some other place, then it may be possible to follow the trail it leaves behind, just as we did in our search for Thancred.
I wasn't around for that, but I can't imagine it was easy.
Oh, it wasn't. But that's no reason not to try. I will have need of Master Matoya's crystal eye if I'm even to make the attempt. So I suggest we pay her a visit.
Hey, we get to go see Matoya again. Haven't seen her in a while. Alright. Speak with Alice in front of Matoya's cavern. Alright. So the closest spot there is Idleshire. My inventory's getting pretty full. Alright. Move some stuff real quick. Alright. That's about the best I'm gonna be able to do. Alright. Not without hitting a vendor and just dumping stuff. Alright. Matoya's cavern. We'll head out here and make our way. Now that I have a character at level 80, um, once we hit Shadowbringer, um, as I get these classes geared up, I'll be able to start farming the farming mounts and stuff. And then once Evercold gets released, we'll be able to continue on with the story and finally get fully caught up. Am I in the right spot? No, I am way off. Okay. I am going the wrong way. There we go. You know, I'd figure it out eventually. Alright. There we are. I'd heard Master Matoya was something of a recluse, but this seems extreme. Still, I'll happily overlook her eccentricities if she agrees to help us. I wonder what information she can give us.
Come to disturb my peace again, have you? I hide myself away in a cave, and still you people insist on pestering me with your problems. Oh, I mistook you for young what's-his-name, but I see now you're the sister. Weren't you supposed to be the lively one? I've seen happier faces at a rain-sodden burial.
I mean, that's one way of asking what troubles you.
Well, I'm sorry to dash your expectations, but the situation isn't exactly conducive to gaiety.
Ha! That's more like it. Stoller used to spit and hiss like a wildcat, too. Better for a young thing like you to be filled with fire and leave the doom and gloom to your elders. Now, what exactly does this tragic situation of yours have to do with me?
If I may, Master Matoya, we have need of your crystal eye once more.
I wonder what they find.
And Stola is one of the afflicted, is she? Very well. She may be an ungrateful stray, but she's my ungrateful stray, and I'll not see her buried before I am.
Right. Let us see what we can see.
Oh, great crystal ball, show us the way.
I'll begin from where our friends first fell and cast my senses out from there.
What is it? Did you find them?
That's not good. That look.
This doesn't make sense. But how is it even possible?
How is what possible? Kryle, what did you see?
The threads, they just ended. And no, I didn't lose track of them. I followed them as far as they went. It's as if they were cut off.
Could the ether have dissipated if it had? Oh gods! Their bodies are just husks. It's like the broodmother's daughter all over again.
Oh. Hmm?
No, this is different. The Kalyana girl was already dead, body and soul, when Lakshmi effected her resurrection.
Hmm.
Aye, let's not jump to conclusions. If their physical forms yet breathe and show no signs of wasting, then it follows that their souls must still be intact somewhere.
But where?
That's the question, isn't it, girl? Death has not taken them to the ethereal sea, yet there are no tracks left for us to follow.
So where did they go? This is interesting.
We're no closer to an answer than when we started. But knowing their souls are still out there is progress of a sort. We just have to keep looking.
Yep.
Pray, excuse me a moment. Yes? I remember, but... What?
Alamigo.
Please. Apparently, a group of populares have defected to Alamigo, and Maxima, the envoy Alphino left with, is one of them.
Uh-oh. Maxima. He was the one with the glasses, right?
I'm sorry. I realize we've barely begun here, but...
We're gonna split up into 2 groups, probably.
Go, child, go! You've made up your mind, and life's too short for dithering.
I'll do some digging in the meantime and see if there isn't some other method we could use to continue the search.
Yep. Looks like Krau's staying behind, and I'll be going with Alice.
Let's be off then.
Oh, not again. The enchantment barely seems to take these days. I chalk it up to old age, but I rather doubt it's that simple.
I wonder if that's connected.
Before they took ill, Y'shtola and Urianger were sharing notes on a thinning of the ether. It seems to be happening all over.
Does it now? And here I was, all set to blame my woes on that creaking mountain of refuse clogging up the Thaliac. I fear something has gone awry. Still, there's naught to be gained from starting in shadows. You can only do what can be done, and that but one thing at a time.
All right. So that was a woman who tamed Y'shtola. I had the distinct feeling of being grabbed by the scruff of the neck and having the nonsense shaken out of me. When Alphinaud is back, I'd like to visit again and ask her what tale she has of grandfather. A defector's tidings. The news from Alamigo has left LSA in a state of nervous excitement. Hey. Let's see. We're heading to Alamigo. All right. Make sure. Yeah, that one. Let's make our way over to the palace. This one. Yeah, we'll just fly. Trying to navigate around these buildings is like a maze. Alright. Greetings, Scions. The commander told me to expect you. I shall show you in. I wonder what news they brought.
I'm sorry to drag you halfway across the realm, but when Maxima mentioned Alphino, I thought you'd want to hear the news in person.
Ah, we meet again. Though I was hoping our reunion would be under more auspicious circumstances.
What happened to my brother? Where is Alphino?
What was that guy's title? Shadow something. I want to. For some reason, I think Shadow Hunter, but I'm likely wrong.
Never fear, my lady. Your brother was in fine health when I took my leave of him, and I have no reason to assume that has changed.
You assume?
If you will allow me, I shall endeavor to explain events. Our troubles began not long after we departed Doma. While crossing the burn, we were fired upon by the Emperor's personal guard and forced to make an emergency landing.
Yeah, they crashed and got
As we
attacked.
stumbled from the wreckage, our attackers fell upon us again, and we would have perished there and then were it not for the intercession of a third party, a band of mercenaries whose leader claimed to pursue a vendetta against the Ascians. This shadow hunter, as he styled himself, then escorted us out of the wastes to relative safety. Upon arriving back in civilization, I gathered my Populares colleagues and prepared to flee the Empire. Master Alphino, however, declined the invitation to join us, preferring to continue his investigation into the Ascian threat.
So he stayed with the Shadow Hunter, or did he go off separately then?
Well, at least he's not lying in a heap in the burn. Tell us more about these Ascian hunters. Who are they? And is Alphino still with them?
He is. As to who they are, I'm afraid I have nothing to tell you. Beyond the fact that they root out and destroy Ascians, they were unwilling to divulge anything which might serve to identify them. They would not even reveal their next destination. But Master Alphino asked to accompany them all the same. since parting company with your brother, we've been engaged in a game of cat and mouse with the Emperor's Guard. We made our way through province after province, finding the army busy restoring order wherever we went, until we finally arrived here in Alamigo. I cannot thank Commander Aldin enough for giving us such an unexpectedly warm welcome.
I'm not inclined to turn away refugees, no matter which land they call home. And if they can tell me how things lie in Garlemald, all the better.
On that subject, there is much I would tell you. During the course of our journey, we heard tales that an entire rebel army had been slaughtered in the space of a single night.
An entire army? And just,
It
wow.
would seem my former comrades grew tired of putting down uprisings in the conventional manner, and chose instead to bring a formidable new weapon to bear. Details were sparse, but the rumor alone was enough to dampen the flames of rebellion. I have also heard reports that several companies have withdrawn from their designated provinces and begun marching westward. It is my assessment that the Empire's forces are mobilizing for a large-scale military engagement.
They're moving on the offense.
You mean they're getting ready to invade Alamigo?
We knew this was coming, but not that it would be so soon.
We've barely even begun to shore up our defenses. They won't stop an invading army.
Well, this doesn't look good.
No, they won't. Dispatch messengers to the Alliance leadership requesting reinforcements, and send word to our officers in the field to hasten completion of those border fortifications. Prepare to meet the Imperials head on! No matter how quickly we act, we still want for time. When the enemy comes into view, our best recourse will be to open negotiations with their commander, and see that the ensuing proceedings take as long as possible.
Is that the is what I'm talking about?
Sorry?
Twin? Oh yeah, that's the twin. That's the
Sorry?
Giggling.
Would you and Alize head to Doma and let Lord Hien know about this? I'm sure he'll want to hear about Alphino too.
Consider it done. We'll send word when...
Oh, something caught our attention. Oh, again. Are we losing Alice now?
Sorrow must be changed. Ahead looms a calamity. Eon become instant. Throw wide the gates.
You heard it too. Well, at least we're both still standing.
I wonder what makes them different that they didn't
Why does this
pass
keep
out.
happening?
I wish I knew. Nothing we've tried has brought us any closer to an answer. We'll keep working on it. But first, we need to go and see Lord Hien.
Hmm. All right. So Alphanot is safe for the present, at least. Now all we need to worry about is a full-scale Imperial invasion. I'm actually glad Lays tasked us with visiting Lord Ian. Better to be dashing from place to place than sitting around doing over things we can't change to the Enclave. Yeah. Keep her distracted. That's the goal right now. Alright. To the Enclave. That's gonna be there. Alright. And here we go. Meeting up with Lord Ian. Oh. A lot more in the room than I was expecting to see. What we got here? I guess emissaries and representatives of various state regions in the area. We have our mole representative, the Kojin representative, and our pirates representative. We got quite a bunch here. All right, Ian, what have you got for us? Greetings, my friends. I was just discussing future endeavors with the members of our newly formed alliance. The Kojin and the Confederacy you already know, and it was your own strength of arms that won us the cooperation of the steep tribes. We have also been joined by our neighbors from and the indomitable citizens of Damascus. Though the scattered nature of the latter's resistance will somewhat delay their official induction. Excuse me. All right. What is... There we go. These proud people have united under a single purpose to stand against the tyranny of the Garlean Empire. I am glad to see your alliance is coming together so swiftly. As things stand, I fear we shall soon have need of your strength. Let's see. I thank you for bringing me news of Alphanod. His fate was never far from my thoughts, and not only because he was our emissary. As for this situation, as for this sudden deployment of Imperial forces, I agree that Alamigo would be wise to shore up its borders with all haste. Every report we received from our shinobi indicates a massing of troops in the western province. It seems all but certain that the Empire is poised to bring its fist down upon Eorzea. And know it'd help deflect that blow, but I can't risk sending reinforcements just yet. We will remain vulnerable to airborne assault until our wall in the burn is in place. The all-important login energy barrier. The energy barrier, yes. I thought to call it something more auspicious, a name drawn uh, from the four lords of legends, perhaps Therius, Aegis, or some such. Well, just a thought. The Ironworks engineers report that they have finished calibrating the generators and are ready to proceed to the testing stage. Oh, I can't wait to see this barrier get lit up. I wonder if we actually see it. Have you time to attend the first test? You've seen the field, which protected as a law firsthand, and I would be interested to hear how you think ours compares. I will come too if you don't mind. Though I am no Yustola, I may be able to offer some insight. Of course, time being of the essence, it would be best if we made directly for the burn. Yaguri, I leave you and Hakuro to bring the war council to a close. Your mounts are saddled and ready, my lord. Where are the storms? More money for the house funds. Alright. Theriu's wall. Ian is eager to see the energy barrier in action. Me too. I want to see this thing light up. We will cross the burn by Yol and Falcon as before. Join me at the overlook near the House of the Fierce. All right. All right. Make a little pit stop by the retainer bell. We'll deposit what excess we have into the house funds. All right. Looks like just another 500 to buy the plot, and then whatever we need for the house itself. We are almost ready to start bidding on a house. Oops. All right. House of the Fierce. I believe that's right over here. See? Oh, right. It's up there. Where is it? There he is. All right. Give the word when you're ready to take wing. All right. Off we go. Let's see. Yeah, okay.
It seems the engineers have matters well in hand.
Hmm.
Should the barrier work as we intend, Doma will be free to reinforce her allies in Alamigo without fear of weakening her own borders. Honored friends, the time has come to put your hard work to the test. Start the generator.
All right, let's see them light it off. Oh, wow.
Node 1 is operational. Nodes 2 to 8 are reporting similar energy levels. The barrier is forming. Yards, 2,000, 3,000. Expansion remains smooth. No fluctuations detected.
Like this is around when you would see one of the generators blow up if something were to go wrong.
5,000. Target altitude reached. The barrier is holding steady at 5,000 yards. We've done it.
The barrier's invisible, so... Uh-oh.
Is that an Imperial airship? Of all the rotten timing.
Oh. Testing out that barrier.
But this is a gift, Mistress Alize. They can test our new wall for us.
Boom. Yep, it works.
Seems solid enough, though I was hoping for a fireball.
Yeah, I kind of expected an explosion when it hit the barrier, too. Oh, it's our shadow hunter. Uh-oh, got Alphanod.
By the gods, it's Alphino. What are you? Let me go! He has my brother!
Lower the barrier!
Didn't even consider the barrier when she did that.
Be at ease, girl. The lad is not dead, merely locked in slumber.
No, not him too.
identify no cause and found no remedy. Thus I sought to return him to Doma, and into the arms of Lord Hien himself, it would seem. It is a day for fated reunions. Would you not agree, adventurer? Or should I address you as the Warrior of Light?
No. With Alice not passing out, I would have figured Alphinaud wouldn't have passed out either. Guess I was wrong. Oh. Wow. Would not have guessed.
Aye. Gaius van Baelsar, the Black Wolf. That was the title I was given, one I have long since relinquished. Stand down. The legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion died in Castrum Meridianum. I am no more than Gaius Baelsar, a man without rank or allegiance.
Impossible! There's no way you could have survived!
And yet, here he is.
Do you remember how it unfolded? How I was deceived by La Habrea? How I was convinced that reviving the Ultima weapon would allow me to bring peace to Eorzea? The Ascian used me, as he used so many others, all to further the restoration of his wretched god. Yet even with the might of Alec at my command, you bested me. And as the Praetorium went up in flames, I was content to burn along with it. For a moment, at least. A moment of folly. To surrender my life thus would have been to betray all who died for my cause. It was for them that I dragged myself free of the rubble, and swore vengeance on the Ascians.
And thus became a shadow hunter.
The Black Wolf has shed his pelt, never to return to Garlemald or her legions. I live now only to exact revenge. My principal quarry was to be La Habrea, whom I gather you have since ushered unto oblivion. But so many more remain. Long as their kind lurked in the shadows, laboring to sow chaos throughout our world, I would see each and every one dragged into the light and put to the sword. Are the Scions not of like mind?
In this single respect, perhaps.
Then I shall continue the partnership the boy began, and share what intelligence I have acquired. Among the Ascians, the Black-Masked Ilk are subordinate to those who wear red. This you already know. Yet among the red there exists a hierarchy. Those set adrift with the shards clearly stand below those still joined to the source. Nabriales, who once dared to intrude upon the Rising Stones, belonged to the former group, and while he was indeed a dangerous foe, his powers were inconsequential next to the paragons of the source.
What's the source? Who are the paragons?
The first was La Habrea, who plagues us no more. There is also the white-robed Elidibus, and the elusive Emmet Selk, about whom little is known.
I think Elidibus is who we're dealing with now?
We have files on La Habrea and Elidibus, but I believe this Emmet Selk is new to us? As I assume my brother told you, we have evidence to suggest that an Ascian now walks in the body of the Crown Prince. Have you identified this interloper?
Elidibus seems the most likely culprit. As emissary, it is his role to maintain the equilibrium between darkness and light. Your many deeds in Heideland's name have upset the balance, and I believe he seeks to restore it by throwing his considerable power behind the Empire. As a leader of the Ascians, he is one of our primary targets.
Interesting.
It was on the trail of this very prey that the boy and I came across the scene of a failed uprising. In the absence of a single Garlean casualty, we inspected the bodies of the rebels, and the lack of any external injury drew my immediate attention.
Oh, the camp of people that were pretty much kind of looked like zombified husks.
They had been slain by Black Rose, an alchemical invention of the Imperial Army. When I yet served as legatus, I ordered its production halted and all stockpiles destroyed. Toxic gas is not a tool of conquest, but of extermination.
Toxic gas? This must be the new weapon Maxima warned us about. Something deadly enough to sweep away all resistance in a matter of hours. Gods. You don't think they're planning to use this in Alamigo, do you?
Uh-oh. Hope not.
Put your fears to rest. We infiltrated the production facility and destroyed all existing stores of the chemical along with the plant itself. Even should they rebuild the operation, they will not soon manufacture another batch. Regardless, I would draw your attention to a directive we discovered in the plant's records. The document was marked with a recent date and authorized with the signature of one Zeno Ciegalvus.
A recent signature?
A dead man signing the death warrant for thousands. 'Tis bad comedy.
But the tale does not end there. Within that same facility was a chamber filled with devices of elegant design. Cloning technology, we realized. And what should we find in each and every incubator? But a young Emperor Solus.
Oh. So there is cloning involved.
All of which prompts the question, were the Ascians responsible for these abominations, or was it the will of the Emperor? I must know which hand guides the Empire. Though I have given up my rank, I am yet a son of Garlemald, and I will fight for the future of my homeland. It is time I return to the hunting of shadows. We should focus on our common foe. To reopen old quarrels now would serve no purpose.
You saved my brother's life, so I'm willing to let sleeping dogs lie. But in truth, it's not my decision to make.
I guess they're making it my decision. Yeah, we got bigger fish to fry.
There was a time when I scorned those who placed their faith in false gods, even as I, in my blinkered conviction, place mine in Ascian promises. Unlike yours, my strength of will and my restraint was found wanting. We shall meet again, warrior of light.
Can't believe that's Gaius.
So that was the infamous Black Wolf. An unexpected ally, to say the least.
Hmm.
Well, I am content to leave the fine-tuning of the barrier to cleverer minds. Let us bid our friends from the Ironworks farewell, and see what can be done for Alphino back in Dorma.
All right. So Alphanauts succumbed to the same thing that's got the others. No outward signs of illness, is lost in sleep, from which he can't be awoken, just like the others. Yep. Even in the that even the lands of the Empire were not far enough away to escape the cursed voice. Share your frustration, Alice. I do. But Alphinaud is returned to us alive and otherwise unharmed. All that remains is to find a means to wake him. Until then, you can but fulfill your duties as a scion. Yours and your brother's both. Let's see. There are arrangements to be made and little time to make them. To business then. Alright. Now that we know Suryu's role works as intended, can we expect reinforcements for Alamigo? We will send troops to bolster our allies in Eorzea without delay. Pray be aware, however, that they will not arrive without delay. Save for some few who boast teleportation magic, the bulk of our force must be transported by sea, a lengthy voyage for which the smaller vessels favored by the Confederacy are ill-equipped. Accordingly, I mean to enlist the assistance of the East Trading Company in finding suitable ships. As for navigating the distances in question, we're in for a happy position of being able to call upon those who plotted the course of my people's exodus to Exoria. Beyond the procurement of ships, I think it unlikely that our East Dinard friends will consent to any involvement in military operations, but I am certain they will afford Alphinaud a berth aboard one of their vessels. I shall have a Irrigon accompany him every elm of the way to the rising stones. Alright. Yuguri, I will go on ahead with our friends to Alamigo, enlist all those capable of teleportation, and put them at the disposal of the Eorzean Alliance as soon as possible. They will form the vanguard. Exactly what we'd hoped for. Blaze and the Alliance leaders will be glad indeed to welcome the combined strength of the East. Meanwhile, at the Black Rose chemical plant, Oh. The Emperor.
Our supplies of Black Rose have been ruined, but the new plant is already under construction. We should have the first batch ready in time for the offensive, Your Radiance. See that you do.
Ah, yes, the infamous Black Rose. If I recall correctly, Gaius did not much care for the invention.
Mm.
A ruthless and indiscriminate weapon indeed, this airborne poison. It seems you are capable of making decisions worthy of your bloodline.
With no gift for sorcery, we Garleans must look to Magitech to even the odds. If it spares the needless deaths of our soldiers and serves the cause of this empire, there is no method I would not employ.
Hmm.
How very noble of you. Truly, though, I must commend you for embracing your role as Emperor. You play the part of the determined ruler well. Sometimes even I catch myself believing.
Huh.
A silent agent of death. Now that I think on it, Black Rose may well possess the perfect aspect. Slowly but surely, the deluge of light has worked upon the ether here in the source, and the gas should be most susceptible to its influence. Well, I shall leave you to your own devices. Go forth and bloody the land with your grand and glorious war.
While you do what, precisely?
One of them has to be an Ascian.
Need you ask? I will be doing what all Ascians do.
Yep.
I am well aware that your kind exists only to usher in the next calamity. But you seem oblivious to the harm your singular agenda causes to the Empire. You cannot have forgotten the events which followed your mortal demise. Our homeland was plunged into civil war for your failure to name a successor.
The edifice.
You so carefully constructed was but a hair's breadth from collapse.
Interesting.
Are you truly so naive? You thought me oblivious to the consequences of a departure so painstakingly timed?
It was by design?
Well, of course it was. Though I will admit the resulting panic exceeded even my wildest expectations. But how can you be surprised? Throwing the world into disarray was the very purpose for which this nation was, as you say, so carefully constructed. Now, if you have no further questions, I must be on my way. Since we may not meet again in this lifetime, it would be remiss of me not to offer a word or two of gratitude. I really must thank you for this surplus of vessels. I can mold any host into my own image, but having bodies tailor-made for me in this fashion is so much less tiresome. You dabbled in Allagan cloning techniques, yes? It certainly is a compelling, not to mention entertaining, field of research.
Interesting.
And of all the options available, you chose the founding father on whom to experiment. You have a twisted streak to you, Varus, like grandsire, like grandson, hey? If events play out as planned, this will become something of a family enterprise. You will be the capstone of this world, I, the anchor and shard, and together we will give the lie to this star's fraudulent existence.
He's mad. All right. And all right, Parley on the front lines. All right. Oh, my lord. I shall assemble an advance party with all haste and join you in Alamigo forthwith. All right, you Gary. I just received word from Lays. The Alliance has established a base camp near Alamigo's northeastern border. Once we've arrived in the locks, we are to report to a resistance officer stationed in Porta Pretoria, who will point us in the right direction. Let's not keep them waiting. All right. So we're going to head to Porta Pretoria and then find our headings from there. Here we go. There we go. Point of contact's over here. You must be the Scion party I was told to look out for. If you'll follow me, I'll take you directly to Alliance headquarters. Alright. They're keeping it secret. Alright, we got everyone's banner hanging up over here.
Welcome back, you two. Greetings, Lord Hien. Glad you could join us.
Glad to be here. I would have come sooner, where our own defense is not in question, but I am pleased to report that our soldiers are assembling for deployment to Alamigo as we speak.
We're grateful for your support. Thanks to the efforts of our allies, it won't be long before we've established defensive positions on this front as well.
We have some good news too. Alphino has come back to us. As for the bad news,
He's in the same state as the others.
So, Alphino won't wake up. Gaius van Baelsar is alive and hunting Asians, and the Empire is planning to poison us all with toxic gas. Does that sound about right?
Yep, that sums it up.
Ordinarily, any one of those things would have left me in shock. But the way things have been lately, it's all starting to seem pretty normal. Getting back to your report, are we sure this Black Rose is the weapon Maxima was talking about?
It fits the description. And it seems we have Alphino to thank for sparing us an early demonstration of its effectiveness. I have a feeling this won't be the last time his bravery in the Empire will serve us here in Eorzea. The threat of an unknown weapon has had us all on edge. But now that we know what we're dealing with, we can take steps to defend against it.
Yep.
As for Gaius, I'm not sure what to think. Am I happy he's alive? Not in the slightest. Am I happy he's hunting Asians? Aye, I'd have to say I am.
Oh, speaking of Garleans you didn't expect to see, we have a tale of our own, as it happens.
Oh?
When we sent envoys to the Imperial Army to request talks, they returned with the message that Varys Zos Galvus would be attending.
Well, that's
The Emperor himself.
interesting.
Well, Varys did sanction the Popularis peace mission. But knowing that an Asian walks in his son's skin, I do not see how we can trust him or anyone from that nest of vipers.
The Alliance would proceed with negotiations regardless, if only to give ourselves more time to prepare. We do, however, require your cooperation.
Right, yes. So, as a condition for the talks to go forward, the Empire has requested that a member of the Scions be present. There'll be a representative from each Alliance nation, of course, but I'm afraid we have to ask that you come along too.
gods, Lise, you know how much I hate politics.
Yes, but you're also the only one
But then,
awake.
what choice do I have? Very well. I shall attend as the Scion's representative.
In case you're wondering why I didn't ask you, the Empire also requested the presence of Eorzea's champion.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not really fond of politics either, but
Oh, you're not, are you? Come on, if Alize can put on a brave face, then so can you. Now, we don't know what Varys means to bring to the table, or why he wants you there, but having you close at hand should make all the difference.
we will see.
The meeting will take place on the border. Anticipating an early assault, we mean to position the bulk of our forces nearby.
The Alliance leaders should already be on their way. Once you're ready, we can head out and join them.
Alright. Already not expecting this to go all too well. Alright. Hmm.
esteemed representatives of the Eorzean Alliance. On behalf of the Garlean Empire, I thank you for inviting me here today.
I don't think we had much choice.
As this parley was convened at your request, I invite you to speak first.
Very well, Your Radiance. I, Nanimo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, should be pleased to oblige you. As recent events in Alamigo and Doma have made plain, the subjugation and exploitation of neighboring nations is not a sustainable policy. Should this day end in war, you may very well defeat us. But you will never extinguish the people's desire for freedom. Though it may not be in our lifetime, there will be another revolution, another war, and the cycle will continue. Doma has entered into a concord with the nations of Eorzea, a partnership wherein we recognize one another as equals. Garlemald could be afforded similar treatment. You need only set aside your ambitions and join us in paving a path towards peace.
You will not win me over with sophistry, Your Grace. As you know only too well, this alliance lacks the strength to keep the peace within its own borders. Even now, your struggles with the Beastmen continue unabated. Divided, you sow this fertile soil with the seeds of your differences and reap naught but discord and chaos for your trouble. Eorzea must be united under one leader, one purpose. I would offer you both and bring an end to your strife.
With all due respect, Your Radiance, the only thing that you offered the people of Alamigo was fear and hopelessness.
The citizens of Doma can also attest to the meager arms of imperial rule. There is no purpose to be found in a life of oppression, each day more uncertain than the last.
Our people are willing to die for their freedom. A great many already have, and countless more will, if we don't put an end to this madness here and now.
We brought order and stability to your lives. This madness and bloodshed is of your own making. You broke the peace, not Garlemald.
Peace. Order. You kill our peoples, despoil our lands, take everything that is ours. And what? You expect us to lick the boot that grinds our faces into the dirt?
I expect you to weigh the costs. To recognize that countless lives have been lost on both sides in pursuit of a greater good, and to not squander all we have achieved in a fit of petulance.
He's not willing to budge.
Your Radiance, I fear I can personally attest to the dangers of pursuing one's vision with such righteous fervor. For 1,000 years, the Holy See of Ishgard waged war with dragons. A 1,000 years of sacrifice, of sorrow and hate, in which we bathed in the blood of friend and foe alike. Had it gone on any longer, we may well have drowned. Yet we have chosen to raise ourselves out of this bloody spiral, and have since made peace with our former enemy.
So I understand. No doubt the dragons were more receptive to your overtures in the wake of their leader's demise. You speak of peace, yet use war to achieve it. Your father would not have bothered to obscure his intent with honeyed words.
Hmm.
Without his clarity of vision, I can but wonder what will become of Ishgard and her people. There was a time when Garlemald too lacked a leader of conviction. Weak and unable to wield magic, we were at the mercy of the strong from whom we sought refuge in the bitter cold of the north.
I feel like someone's gonna be coming from around there soon.
Were it not for the discovery of ceruleum and the subsequent development of Magitech, we might never have gained the power to take back that which was rightfully ours.
You speak as if your people were the first to have been driven from their homes. Limsa Laminsa was built by wayward souls in search of a place to call their own. On the shores of Vilbrand we found it, and from those humble beginnings did we grow and flourish. And all without robbing our neighbors of their liberty.
So saith the pirate. Am I to believe that you simply asked the kobolds to yield up their lands and that they were happy to oblige you? That you did not drive them out like rats in the hold of one of the many ships seized by your privateers? I will concede that after
Struck a chord.
centuries of exile, reclamation may be mistaken for invasion. Nevertheless, it is not. And those who till stolen soil have no right to object when cast out in turn.
Your uncompromising nature rivals that of the Ixal. They too lament circumstances which they themselves perpetuate. Were they but to embrace peace, we would welcome them with open arms. Indeed, some few have done just that, and now receive of the Twelve's Wood's bounty. Would that your people might learn from their example.
Yeah. A number of the Beastmen tribes have formed alliances with the Eorzean.
You dare compare us to the Birdmen? You who thought to invoke the 12 and threaten all of creation?
I came here in the hope of finding some speck of common ground, but I see now these discussions will accomplish nothing. Despite what you people may believe, I am not wont to choose the sword over the olive branch. 'Tis but a pity men are loath to accept one without first being shown the other.
Wait, I beg you. This meeting was supposed to be a chance to find a way forward together, not to bemoan the missteps which brought us here. Please, if you truly consider violence a last resort, there must be a way we can come to an agreement.
As Mistress Alize says, we did not come here to bicker over the past, but to discuss how we might strive towards a brighter future. Emperor Varys, may I suggest a short recess, that all present might compose themselves prior to beginning anew?
Very well. I pray this intermission will suffice to move these talks in a more constructive direction.
Hmm. Yeah, he seemed to be pretty stubborn and set in his decisions. Let's see. After his Radiance's little performance, it was all I could do uh, not to swear at him. I honestly don't know how I ended up playing the mediator. I just asked myself what Elfinod would have done, tried my best to do the same, and by some miracle it worked. But there really is no common ground to be found with that man, nor do I think he looked for any. So the question becomes, what did he come here for to do? Because you may be certain it wasn't to make peace. Whatever it is, I can't make it out. Not yet, at least. We do have a little time before the parley is due to reconvene. Though, so why not try concluding our illustrious leaders? Mayhaps they have some insight to share? Let's start with these two. Let's see. Ooh, I will say one thing for this Varus. He is well versed in Eorzean history. His interest in our affairs is that of a beast in its prey. The conqueror, who would know his enemies? All should know their enemies, yet there is much and more we do not know of the Empire. Let's see. Yeah, we should get him to give us information on his point of view. You would have me ask the Emperor himself. Well, mayhap there is some wisdom in that. If we can skirt the storm of his displeasure, we may yet come to our answers, even if it does mean sailing close to the wind. Alright. See what these three are talking about. 12 have mercy, but for Lady Alice's timely interjection, we might well have come to blows at the negotiating table. Not that Emperor Varus left us a great many options. It is unconditional surrender all he will accept, do you think? I don't think that's all he'll accept, but he seems fairly stubborn. Ere he arrived, I'd have said yes, but having heard him speak, I cannot help but think he came with some other end in mind. Exactly, he's building up something, I know it. How then should we approach the rest of the parley? Do you have anything to say, warrior of light? Let's see. Interesting. Ooh, which one? That might be a touchy subject, though, yeah. You believe he is more apt to reveal the truth if we put him at his ease. Perhaps you are right. Alright. Now, our newest friends. This parley was never like to bring peace, but I had hoped to learn something of Emperor Varus's relationship with the Asians, as had we all. Yet, if he is in league with them, he is not like to volunteer the fact. And if he is not, how much weaker would his position seem for their presence? If we are to broach that particular subject, we will need to be subtle. Would that I knew more of the man. If you would indulge me. You received an imperial education, did you not? Is it true that the emperor's will be considered, or emperor's will is considered absolute? There is no higher authority in all of Galamad, nor else in the heavens. Come to that. Veneration of the gods is forbidden, the only worship permitted being that of his radiance's own person. Huh. I share your disdain for their hypocrisy, even as they denigrate the idea of a faith. They revere their leader with a fervor others reserve for the divine. 'Tis a flaw common to much of the doctrine they fed us, logical on the surface, perhaps, but contradictory upon closer examination. I wonder if a discussion of the various discrepancies might prompt Varus to reveal something. All right, back to Alice. It sounds like we'll be getting back to discussions with the parlay soon. You've spoken with everyone then. Good. Now all that remains is to await the pleasure of the Emperor, and hope we fare better at the second attempt.
Now then, who would have the floor?
Before we resume, I wish to offer you an apology. After you graciously accepted our invitation to discuss an armistice, we have done naught but rebuke you at every opportunity. I believe I speak for all of us when I say we are deeply sorry for our discourtesy.
I'll admit your familiarity with our affair surprised me, and served to remind me how little I know of yours.
I think all here can understand the desire to reclaim one's homeland. But why expand further? That is my question.
If I may, the answer can be found in the imperial doctrine they took great pains to impart to my people. Recognizing the threat icons posed the world, Solus Zos Galvus decreed that they were to be eradicated. To this end, he began a campaign to unite all lands under the Garlean banner. Or so we were taught. Yet the Emperor only reached the burn, the barren said to have been laid waste by icons, after conquering all the lands that lay between. What is more, I am quite certain the practice of summoning was not nearly so widespread in the days before the Empire's founding.
When you put it like that, it all starts to sound like an excuse, doesn't it? But to distract from what? Why are you really waging this war?
Finally, you ask the right question.
Oh, interesting.
I can but hope you heed mine answer and at last accept the righteousness of our cause. My goal is this: to return the world to the way it once was, the way it was always meant to be. In doing so, mankind will be made whole once more.
Hmm?
No longer will we suffer from the dissension born of our differences. There will be but one race, a perfect race, as we were when time began.
What in Rolga's name are you talking about?
I am talking about the origins of this star, of the source and its 13 reflections. At the instant of the great sundering, 'twas not only the world that was shattered, but mankind itself. Thus were we divided into myriad races, each with its own unique imperfections.
Interesting.
That is why man looks upon his neighbor and feels fear and hatred, why he wages war, why he kills his brother. You all in your own way have proven as much today. The peace you seek is but a fleeting solution to a fundamental problem. One which calls for more drastic measures. To bring about everlasting peace, our worlds must be rejoined. That is the goal the Empire would see realized. The glorious future unto which we shall one day shepherd mankind.
Hmm.
A rejoining of worlds.
I have heard this tale of the source and its reflections before.
Are these not the self-same desires as the Ascians?
Emperor Varys, do not trust in their words. They will lead you to your doom. My father thought to use them, but in the end he succumbed to their temptations. He embraced summoning like so many other pawns before him. Do not tell us you mean to do the same.
To be a pawn, free from the burden of choice, would be a blessing. But I forswore that privilege the day I learned that the Gallian Empire was built by the hand of an Ascian.
Interesting. Ascians built the Garlean Empire. Hmm.
What?
Yes. My grandsire, the former emperor, is of their number. And who better to build an empire capable of bringing about the calamitous change we desire? Would you condemn me for this alliance? For bowing to the will of these shadowy masters, when the prize is true and lasting peace?
That seems the best answer.
I come not to conquer, but to liberate. To free man from the prison of divergence. Imagine a world united. One perfect race beneath a single standard.
Huh.
An army before before whose might these servants of darkness and light would fly as leaves in a storm, never again to meddle in man's affairs. We would be the masters of our own fate. I bid you join me, not as subjects of Garlemald, but of a new nation. And together we shall win freedom for ourselves and generations yet unborn.
Jeez.
You want to trigger another half-dozen calamities? You can't be serious!
Have you forgotten how many died? There will be no one left.
Do you truly imagine we would aid you in your bloodletting?
It is unthinkable! Unconscionable!
Well, there go talk.
And what is the alternative? To be as cattle waiting for slaughter? I would have us work together, that we might take fate into our own hands.
Into your hands, perhaps. But what of the other worlds, your radiance? With every calamity, you obliterate a star and every soul that dwells on it.
To the Ascians, we are all but tiny, momentary specks within an indifferent universe. We cannot hope to oppose them until we have been made whole once more.
Are these truly the words of Garlemald's ruler?
Or
The flaws and foibles which you so abhor are what make us who we are. Every nation, even yours, Emperor Varys, is made whole through the combination of these imperfections, the strengths of one compensating for the weaknesses of another. While it is true that man succumbs all too often to anger and avarice, he may yet overcome his baser instincts through the forming of bonds with others, fostering community and cooperation. That the protector of an empire should not only reject these fundamental truths, but seek to change them at so dear a cost to life is indefensible. Such a man is not fit to govern.
who?
And you, warrior of light, would you refuse me as well?
I would say yes. I cannot condone such a loss of life. We can defeat the Esseans as we are. I mean, we've already defeated 2. So yeah, I'd say we can defeat them as we are.
It would seem the Alliance is of one mind on this matter.
You Eorzeans never cease to disappoint me.
Is that a good thing or
I have
bad?
only myself to blame for expecting more from savages.
Rude.
This discussion is at an end. I bid you make ready for our next meeting. It will not be at the negotiating table.
It'll be on the battlefield. Oh. That could have gone much worse. I came back to find Doma's advance party ready and waiting for battle. So, as worrying as our little chat with the Emperor was, it did buy enough time for at least some of our allies to arrive. Alright, more money for the house funds. What is our quest build up at? We're down to 14 out of 30. Alright, that's not too bad. I got a lot to go through. Some of these are dungeons. Right. What's this one? I don't know. Alright. Slowly working through that stuff. Alright, I think next quest. The Face of War. Having listened to the Emperor Varus's maniacal plans, Lise is ready to go to war. Excuse me. Sounds like everyone's ready to go to war at this point. Let's see. Face of Peace. Or Face of War. Looks like we're heading into the final dungeon with this one. Alright. Looming threat of war.
I'm not sure what I was expecting from our meeting with the Emperor, but it wasn't that. Still, at least we know now what he's really after.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Aye, a future built on a mountain of bodies. I too want the Asians dead, but not at any cost.
The last of the reinforcements from Dorma arrived not long ago. I pray it will be enough. Given the Emperor's stated goal, this is a battle we can ill afford to lose.
If the Gallians come in force, we may not have much say in the matter, even with our combined strength.
We knew from the first that the odds would be against us. But if there is even the slightest chance of victory, we must do everything in our power to seize it.
We must seize it, full stop.
Here!
The two of you are to join an irregular unit and support the main host. I won't bother asking if you're minded to fight.
After coming this far, how could I not? And for once, there's no one around to countermand me. Not that they would. Not even my brother. But we all know who really make the difference. Ready to frighten some Garleans?
Yep.
I wouldn't want to be on their side.
Might I ask you to accompany the Dorman contingent? They are strangers here, and your presence would do much to raise their spirits.
We would be honored.
When our people stride out with you in their midst, I dare say the Eorzeans will feel an ilm taller themselves. High spirits have a way of spreading.
What I wouldn't give to join you. But my duties as field commander will not allow it. I'll leave the front lines in your capable hands.
Alrighty.
Come Comrades, ready your arms. The hour of battle has come. May the crystal guide us to victory!
Alright. Hold on. I'm gonna take a quick break here, and I gotta take the dog out. So, take a little break. Be back in a moment. Alright, we're back. Let's see. Everyone cheers and yeah. Yeah.
Since the others couldn't be here, we'll have to fight twice as hard. If Alphinaud wakes to find the Imperials have won, I shall never hear the end of it. It's strange. I thought I would be terrified when the fighting started.
But
I should be terrified. But with you at our side, I can't help feeling everything is going to be all right.
I hope it ends up all right. I mean, what is? There we go. All right.
So please.
Hmm.
Don't you dare leave me alone.
Yeah, I think if I ended up
No
in
matter what
a coma
happens,
like the rest
we
of
have to
them,
survive
she would
together.
have a full breakdown. Hmm. All right. Here is our final dungeon. Am I able to do this one with duty support? Oh, good. Item level 360. So yeah, we'll have to do this on our black mage. Oh. That's not high enough either. That's not good. Alright. Let's see if we can get some gear to bring us up to the 360, right? Yeah, okay. Let's Margar's reach. We can see about buying a few pieces of gear to put us up to the required item level. Think I got plenty of, yeah, poetics that I can spend. Alright, 400. What have I got? I've got this. What are these? Alright, this one. What is my current gear item levels? So this is all 370 and 400. Yeah, everything else is 290. That's what I need to upgrade. Alright. Let's start with the legs. Hands. Or feet. Feet. Yeah, feet. Alright. And headpiece. We'll go with just those three. Two pieces. Alright. Whip. That puts us over. Alright. And let's fix our glam too. What is it doing? That one's not ready. That one's not ready. There we go. That for now. I need to fix this one. Cover up the accessories. But, alright. We have the item level now. So we'll be able to get in there. Anything else? Real quick. 400. Yeah, I don't think I can get anything of this stuff. Alright. Can't do any of that. So, alright. Now we're going in. Let's say it's a Doman Shaman for our healer, and all right, in we go. It's gonna be interesting. So this was the last dungeon of Stormblood. Yeah, this looks like a war zone. Into the trenches. All right. All right. Let's see. Oh, they just dropped in.
Enough!
Hmm.
You shall fall soon enough.
Why is interesting? Huh. Hold on. Let me experience it. Oh. Interesting. Okay.
Enough!
Why? Either I read that wrong, or I thought that would bring me up to 3. This brings me over. And this gives me that. Huh. Weird. I'm gonna have to go back and look at the rotation. Something's off. Anything over here? Huh. Why have a diversion like that if you can't do anything? Oh. something? No. Alright. Oh. Yep, there's a lot. Alright. Hmm? Okay, there we go. Terrible camera angle. Alright. So... One, two, three. Alright, we're at the first boss. Not too bad. Hmm. Interesting. Oh.
You shall fall soon enough.
Alright, there we go. Now I understand it.
Forward! Forward!
Let's give them a show.
Alright. That was new. Never saw a mechanic like that. What do we get? Alliance Bracelet of Slaying. that's not bad. Might want to hold on to one of these. Only on the one hand, though. Alright. Moving on. Alright. Hmm. Alright, that one's down. Sprint's not active. Oh.
You shall fall soon enough.
Alrighty. There we go. These guys. Alright. Two. Three.
Out of my way!
Three. Alright. Oh. Oh, look at that. Alliance ring is healing. Alright. Oh, I am jumping down here. Okay. Alright.
I shan't hold back!
Sit in. And lays. Alright. Give them a hand.
You shall fall soon enough.
Cool. Careful. Oh, hold on, hold on, hold on. That. One, two, three. Layer. And two. Alright. Come on. I just noticed Elsie and Pippin came down with us. Alright. Oh, now they're gonna stay behind here. Alright. Prometheus. Okay. Gonna do fire, probably? Looks like a drill machine. Nitro spin. Oh, yeah, that's fire. Ooh. Alright. Huh. Ooh, that almost killed me. Alright, made it. Almost dead. This is the second boss. So from here we got almost done. There it is. Good. Circlet of healing. Oh, not that. Well, so much for that. Let me take a quick look. That's the necklace of healing, a circlet of healing. 375 here, okay. Alright, yeah, this way. Hey.
You underestimate me.
Alright. 2, 3. Alright, that one. Then I do my flares. Alright. Cool. One more down. Alright, run. I see a coffer. That's these guys.
This knight does not yield.
Alright.
Enough! Enough!
I like how you see everybody along the way. Although I think I might have missed a few. I don't know if I saw Nanamo, but then again, I don't imagine she would be fighting now. So she's actually probably back at the command with Bond. But I do feel like I missed some that you would potentially see on the field. Oh, they just keep coming, don't they? Let this be the last one. Good. Alright. Alliance. Ooh, casting? Can I upgrade that? Casting bracelet? Yes. Casting bracelet. Super spell speed. Attack rating. Sure, I can equip that. A little bit better. Yeah, see? Alright. Oh, there's another treasure coffer. Once we clear these guys out. Hey, Liz showed up, and Pippin. Oh. Yeah, everyone.
You shall fall soon enough.
Okay. Alright, I got this. Cool. Oh, another one. Alright. Interesting. Oh, God. You just stand there and eat that. Yeah, I didn't think I got out of that one. Dang. Alright. Slices of zone. And what else was it? The earring of casting. Yeah, no, we're just gonna keep with the XP earring. Oh. Already at the end. Alright. Red and blue. Who are they? Interesting. Oh my. Alright. Annie and Anya and Julia. The twins. Which one should I take out first? Let's figure that out quick. Alright. Yeah, looks like they're all on Julia first. Oh, did they just swap? When it comes around to it? Or am I only fighting the one?
Forward! Forward!
Huh. I guess I only fight one at a time. Oops. Alright. So as soon as this one goes down, does the other one come out? Oops. Yeah, looks like they're switching now. Alright. Ooh. That's interesting. Like, tag, you're it.
Out of my way!
Interesting. Alright. Getting close. This one's immune to my thunder. Shame. Oh, good. They're down. Do they stay down? No, they're swapping again. Oh my god. What is going on? What's next? Two of them together. Artificial boost. Oh, yep. Okay. Get them down.
You shall fall soon enough.
Okay. It wasn't too bad. Are we going to see these two again in the future without their masks? I feel like they were just a distraction for us. Alliance Skirt of Striking. Oh. Wait, is this the first dungeon set that becomes dyeable? Interesting. No, I don't think that was the first set that's dyeable. There we go. Yeah, no. There are other ones. Although, what's this? Huh. Hmm. Okay. Dungeon complete.
Did it. I dare say they'll be reeling from this.
You were truly inspiring in battle, my friend. I'm determined not to be outdone, but there seems to be no one left to fight.
A tactical withdrawal, perhaps?
We should give chase. Finish them off while we have the chance. Imagine the other surprise when they wake to find the war already won.
Uh-oh. Now the both of us.
Will expunge all life. Only you can forestall the calamity. Throw wide the gates.
Who is this voice? Uh-oh. This time I was safe, passed out. Just like her brother. And Thancred.
Oh no. Don't tell me.
They're all.
Are you all right?
Am I all that's left now? We've lost all the scions.
Quickly, must get her back to the encampment.
Hmm. All right. Robon, what news do you have for us? Galleons have been routed, have they? Well done. So this exchange was no more than a test of our strength. Like as not, they won't be taking any chances now that the Empire has joined the fray. They'll want to take their time, whittle down our defenses. Still, with your help and that of our Eastern allies, we've passed the first step, our first test. Our line is unbroken. As for Alice, well, she's in good hands over at the infirmary. Alright. Let's see. She's locked in a slumber without any outward cause, just like the others. That's not good. And the Garleans picked a fine time to come knocking. 5 scions incapacitated, and with the enemy on our doorstep, they cannot spare the men to assist in the search for a cure. The best that I can do is see to it that Alice is escorted safely back to the Rising Stone. So, 5 scions. We have the twins, Ishtola. Was Thancred one? And then, oh, I can't pronounce his name. Who is left? Papalimo is gone. Elise is dealing with the Alamigo resistance. Minfili has been gone for a long time now. There really is. There's no one left, is there? Oh boy. Judging by the Garleans' recent movements, or lack thereof, they won't be launching another offensive in the immediate future. You should return to the Rising Stone. Given the plight of your fellow scions, I can understand if you feel on edge, but you'll be no good to anyone without rest. Alright. So we're heading back to the Rising Stone. Oh boy, that's not good. We've done about lost everyone. Alright, here's our point of contact. Ready? Oh yeah. Those will come later. by the 12, not her too. Richard and I will be ready and will ready the infirmary for her arrival. All that's left is, I think, Cryo? And maybe Tataru? Would that I had something other than grim tidings to share with her. Assuming she hasn't passed out too. And with you too, for that matter. It grieves me to report that the Archon's condition remains unchanged. As we speak, Lieutenant Master Matoya continue to explore every possible avenue. Oh boy. No luck yet. But all is not lost. You are still hale and whole. After all, though I suspect you must be tired from your journey, you should rest. Leave their worrying to us, for the time being at least. Alright. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, there's Xenos. That's not good. What is it good for? Not a lot. Complete the main scenario, the face of war. Alright. These are the last two quests for Stormblood. A little worrisome that everybody's like unconscious at this point. Oh boy. Alright. Yours is welcome face indeed in these troubling times. So if you've come to inquire about our stricken brothers and sister, no change. Okay. The others continue their tireless search for answers. I have done all in my power to assist them. Oh, someone's coming out. I was told Master Alphinaud had been brought here and wished to see if his condition had improved. Who do we got? Oh. Well, there's a familiar face. Maxima. Alright. Well, thank you that you were able to stop them. Only for a short while gives me hope. At least we know not all Garleans are crazy, war-driven psychos. Let's see. I realize how strange such words must sound coming from a Garlean's lips, but I speak them out of love I bear for my homeland, because I wish to see an end to the bloodshed. That is why I chose to share all that I know with the Alliance. Though I will surely be branded a traitor, I am content to bear that ignominy. Bleh. Ignominy. 'Twill seem a small price to pay if it helps to prevent this conflict from escalating any further. What the? 1 second. What is going on with this? Yeah. There. Alright. But enough of my prattling. The war is not what brought me all this way. Came to see Master Alphanod. Acquaintance of Nomi and Alphanod, are you? Well, far be it from me to turn away good company. If you will follow me, sir. Alright. When word reached me that Alphanod had returned, seemed only right that I visit him, poor lad. Pains me to see him thus, but I take solace in the knowledge that he is safe and well cared for. He fought valiantly at the burn. The popular could not have wished for a more committed ally. I know not how he came to be so afflicted, but I pray a cure will be found soon. On an unrelated note, you may be interested to know that I traveled here in the company of another acquaintance of yours. Oh? He awaits my return at North Silver Tier, and I am certain he would be glad to see you, assuming you can spare the time, that is. Who else? Who could this be? Alright. Go find out. Hmm. Alright. Silver tier, that... Wait. Wait. Oh, that's going in there. Okay. So this should be over here. Hmm. Ah. Alright, Maxima. Oh. Yeah, I should have known it was Sid. Sounds like you've been through the mill. You should have called me. Though I must confess, tracking down missing souls isn't exactly within my field of expertise. As you may have surmised, I heard much of Master Garland growing up in Garlemald. Indeed, he has long been a source of inspiration to me. Most Garleans would say he is a traitor, that he turned his back on his country. We of the populars, however, consider him a revolutionary, a man willing to defy the Empire's wish or dreams of subjugation, and his inventions might bring about a better future for all mankind. Hmm. What is going on? Right. Please, revolutionary. Please. Oops. Whatever, Master Garland says. I am humbled to find myself in such a distinguished company. Speaking of distinguished company, we heard from Wabon that you ran into an old friend in the burn. Is it true? Gaius still lives? Oh yeah, we ran into him. Most likely in the army. I never had the privilege of seeing the legatus without his mask. To think I walked halfway across the burn in the presence of the Black Wolf. And he claimed to have severed ties with the Empire to hunt Asians, did he? After his humbling at the Praetorium, one would think he'd have the good sense to stay dead. Jeez. Should we meet again, I shall be sure to tell him so. Commander Aldine also spoke of the Alliance's meeting with the Emperor, though I still labor to believe that what he told us. Did his Radiance really claim that Garlemald was founded by the Yassians? But that is madness. The very notion is absurd. Every fiber of my being rails against it. And yet, I see there is no escaping the truth. From the very founding of my homeland, my brothers and sisters have laid down their lives in service to a lie? The Essenes must be stopped. To save my people, to save all people. For all the Empire's many crimes, even I did not suspect. Had I known, I would have left a lot sooner. But that is in the past. Here in the present, we must apply ourselves to the problem of how the Empire's ambitions may be thwarted, not only in Eorzea, but in the Far East as well. Ironworks will spare no effort to achieve that end. Thuria's wall was a good start, but we can do more. We will. We'll show them what it means to achieve freedom through technology. Begging your pardon, I bring a message for the Warrior of Light. Oh? Good news, I hope. Alliance headquarters in Alamigo. You would discuss matters of strategy at your earliest. Oh. I am being summoned. Alright. The inevitable messenger. It would be long before duty called you away. I wouldn't mind a ride. I would personally follow. Yay! Free ride. Alright. I pray you remain safe on the front line, though I'll feel equipped to join the fray. I shall do what I can to assist. My colleagues and I have been tasked with evaluating casualties by air. See that you aren't among them, eh? I would be worried if I was among them. Alright. A Requiem for Heroes. Despite the apparent urgency of Raubon's summons, the Resistance fighter seems content to wait for your signal to proceed. Alright. So this is supposed to be the final quest for Stormblood. Nice. We'll finish this off tonight. And on Thursday, we will enter Shadowbringer for the first time. Where's Raubon? There he is. Oh, I'm going into an instance. I can tell. It's the glow of an instance. Alright. Upon speaking of... Oh. Alright. So, this is going to be a long cutscene. So, I'm not going to make you guys suffer through it. I don't know how long exactly it's going to be, but this warning tells me it's going to be a lengthy thing. I will do this one off stream so you guys don't have to suffer through it. All right. We will call it here for now. And yeah, when we pick up on next time, we will be starting Shadowbringer. All right, guys. Bye.